Those you guys can roll your insights. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you definitely see pings with Falk because I don't think it's possible for. Oh no, I think for some of you it is possible for some of you to roll below that.
Did we lose any? Did we lose any exhaustion yet, or no?
No, you use the same
That'd be a disadvantage. Oh,
doesn't matter.
I mean, you can't roll worse. Cop, I'm
down
sorry.
there.
it's disadvantage. I can't roll worse. I'll just keep that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm marking down.
Thank God it was you and not me.
So now we roll a 1. Okay.
On a D20, yeah, it's a bit easier on a D20 than a D1000.
Let us be upset, Crash.
Does Jin have a form of advantage that allows him to neutralize exhaustion?
Oh, you're right. That makes sense considering the exhaustion and also the
okay, so none of you are beating none of you are beating Evo, which is really the main point I was wondering. Even though that one Badger beats Falk.
I know.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, as Alec put there, Falk. I just realized the anime character. Okay. You guys see this individual who you guys don't recall seeing around before, and you guys have like had dazed amidst the caravan and searching around, and he definitely looks quite distinct. You guys don't know who he is, but as evidenced by anime Falk over there, it's quite clear Falk knows who he is. And you guys see in the background Nimble, although in his disguised form, begin sort of toting around or handing out or readying boars for people.
Boars?
Yeah, boars. Yeah, boar. B-O-R-A-R. Boar. B-O-A-R.
Creature. Okay, I'm not mishearing.
Yeah, like cakes.
Okay.
You know, fitting
Just
for
hand
a
out
cookout.
cakes, alright. Okay. I didn't expect boars to be a descriptor today.
I believe this will be sufficient.
After a moment, Falk realizes, oh, he said something. He said words. He blinks away the exhaustion and gives a very quick nod. This should be all we need.
Excellent.
My God.
Holy
shit.
They will not insight
God,
check
how'd you do
anything.
Mina and Fayez are. They still beat Falk, but they definitely don't beat.
Falk is too easy not to beat.
Yeah.
Looks between Falk, looks between him, looks between Falk, or back to Falk. Do you want to introduce us to the man who suddenly appeared with a deer?
Yes.
Surprisingly stealthily.
Who are you? Yeah, I can say that. I can the eyes.
We met in Krevos. He's the man that gave me this, and he'll produce the map.
Conrad. I'm a ranger by trade. And I understand that you are the reason we've been searching so relentlessly. He looks at the specimen container.
The search is over.
So I see. And I heard what was needed across the echoing expanse. Hopefully this is of some help.
I'm in your debt, sir.
He holds up a hand.
High five.
He holds up like a stopping hand, like it's good. No debts. Not needed. This is my gift given freely.
Then you have my undying gratitude, sir.
He nods. I doubt I can stop you from giving anything else. He scans across all of you.
Who's heading up the boars right now? It's Fias?
Nimble.
Nimble, okay. Would you like to eat with us?
Mm.
If
He
not,
thinks
I
about it for a moment.
understand.
I'd be happy to.
Oh.
Perhaps you can spin me a tale as to why. Not that I doubt the necessity of why it was so necessary.
Shit.
So, Conrad, as he's so named himself, does excuse himself. Says he's going to double check around the place, muster up some stuff. But he'll be back when all the food is getting prepared.
Falk would probably get Dahlia's opinion before he does this, but probably dump out the specimen onto the deer, probably around the wound that was created.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
From
cut open the
mid there.
guts.
Oh, this is-
Moisture and warmth are good for mushrooms.
Yes, quite so.
Wishy.
And darkness as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? While you guys are talking, Dahlia starts opening the deer.
Yeah,
It's the
that makes perfect
Tonto
sense.
from fucking Star Wars.
She's also like,
Jin, can you
Yeah.
roll me your survival?
I can throw you a disadvantage survival, he says out loud, so he remembers to turn on disadvantage this time. Fuck, okay. Do I? No, that's the other Dragon Mark.
Yeah. All these marks. What did we do with all these marks? Put them in the Soviet Union.
I don't
I
know,
think
drop
so.
into the wrong campaign.
So 23.
23?
Pretty fucking solid. Especially for disadvantage. Hey, you and Eva rolling good despite having disadvantage. Hey,
Let's
look at
go!
us. I mean, Eva didn't
Hey,
roll
look at
disadvantage.
us.
Or didn't roll deception. As
I'm just
you
gonna
know,
high five her for no reason. Whoosh.
as Dahlia begins performing literal wet work, cutting open the cavity singular of the deer, it's a pretty good, clean kill. It's a headshot,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
spinal cord severing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I thought so.
Yeah.
Like he has a sword in like the picture, so I was like, oh, he might have chopped at them, but then it's like ranger by trade. It's like, oh, okay.
He did have a bow on him. It's just the art doesn't
Yeah.
have it. He does have that sword though.
I think after analyze that, look at that for a little bit longer than he thought he was going to. He's going to look at this guy, give him a bit of a knowing look, and say,
He's
"Thank you for
already
your
walking
help."
away.
Ah,
At this point,
fuck that guy.
he walked away because he has other things he has to go do. So
Yeah.
you do watch him leave. Not in that regard. No one make it weird.
You don't
But
know
you
how
know
Jin
his
swings.
suspicions about
He
you.
doesn't.
Eva does chime in. Is something the matter, Jin?
No, not the matter. Just appreciative of work, I suppose.
It is a clean shot. He says, eyeing the clean shot in question.
Yeah. Different work, different time, but it's not important. Wait a second. And I think that's when it like sinks in a bit more. It's like, wait, hold on. If that is suggested of the person with Nimble is contact with Eva. He just kind of like looks over to her. Is like, I'm not gonna say anything. He doesn't say anything, but he instead of the knowing look he was gonna give that guy, it's a knowing look given to her of just like, ah.
She gives you like this put on faux inquisitive and curious look. As you give her the knowing look, her face transitions from that pure innocent Eulonin that you once knew to the real Eva with her own knowing smirk as she holds a finger to her lips in a hushing manner.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then she points at you and casts a message. The Emperor provides.
I'm sure Roma would appreciate what he provided. Oh, I do.
So,
Anyways.
yeah, Dahlia, you're in the midst of cutting open this deer and
Gutsing the
installing
shit out of it.
installing the specimen and its contents. Yeah, the samples. Which, yeah, it's growing. It's glowing.
I mean, it's probably
glowing. It's glowing. It's glowing even brighter. Grown and glow. It's glowing even brighter. To the point where now all of them are uniform in their brightness, the same intensity as the quote-unquote survivor spore.
Hey. Would Dahlia get the feeling that there's going to be any bones left from this?
In what respect? Like, wait.
From the
Bones.
processing.
Yeah, like leaving the spores with it, I assume the meat's going to rot and be consumed, but is there going to be bones left from the carcass?
Probably. Some are going to be used because Irina did have bone structure, but as you guys remember, she didn't have a large chunk of her torso, so not all of it's needed. But in fairness, you're not quite sure what's going to happen.
What she's going to look like, yeah.
Yeah, because like this, the biomass of a whole deer versus the biomass of a young girl, a young woman, is different. So, but the thing is also, Irina can turn into a cloud of spores. So
in that regard,
you don't quite know.
I think Dahlia's just gonna stick nearby because definitely for research purposes, she's curious as to what actually is gonna happen.
Fair.
I know it's too late to like move the deer body at this point, but do we do this like basically in the middle of the road for God and everyone to see this deer turn into
you guys
a
have your own
woman?
little corner.
Thank God.
Yeah, definitely the camp is shifting around right now as people begin. This is a very weird thing because they can't just start a fire amidst a bunch of ash because they're just kicking up cinders. But the thing is, like, the best way to cook this is either over an open flame, like a roast, like a spit roast, or underground in a sort of underground oven sort of style. So people are opting for the spit roast because no one wants to put this shit in the ground. Yeah.
Also,
it's actually here.
Yeah, so you can only dig down like 2 feet before you start hitting glass. So yeah. So places shifting around as people make these like makeshift fire pits, essentially, with what materials they have. Actually, wait, hold on a second. No, that wouldn't work. I would say maybe Anvil could help them with that. I digress, though. But yeah, in due time, it's quite a number of Elkestrians have some butchery practice, or were not rangers, but hunter sorts themselves, as these boys are quickly skinned, carved up, spiced up, set across an open flame, and since there are, quite a number of them, everyone gets a good amount of meat. Yes, sir. Meanwhile, as you've integrated Irina's sample into the deer, it's pretty fast reacting as fungi begin manifesting, growing inside the cavity of this carcass. And as it goes on, you guys do see the familiar species of mushrooms that you guys saw in Irina's original sanctuary. And to a bit of chagrin of some people in this camp, but to your guys' delight, perhaps, more and more red spores begin getting produced from this conversion piece. Hours go by, definitely to the point where you guys are catching resting pieces. No supplies need to be consumed, obviously, considering how someone donated some food. You guys definitely still feel exhausted, though. But it's definitely like having like even a moment of respite, having that sense of accomplishment is bolstering in some respect. Eventually, Conrad, the man who is named Conrad, does return back to you guys. And just sort of quietly just sits with you guys. If you guys are just vibing and quiet, he also vibes and quiet. Yep. Just chilling.
He doesn't even try to make conversation.
Nope. Not that you guys want to talk. Like, it's quite clear, like, you guys look racked. So he's like, I'm not gonna force it.
I'm not gonna bug them.
Yeah. He's saying that with you guys.
No.
He sits down with a bit of a grunt, like, ugh. Silence. Everyone's just lying down. Maybe some people are grabbing like a power nap before dinner time. Stuff like that.
Background, like.
Yeah, no, there's no Blake going. "Oh, me, 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 me."
I think Bulk breaks that silence. Asking him, "Where do you think you'll be going after this?" I'm surprised you came with us. In fact,
He looks at you with like a naturally piercing gaze. Not like you've caught his ire, but he just has that presence about him. He looks at you. Thinks for a moment. Eastward. Or I suppose north. Eastward.
glance at the map he gave me.
It is in the direction of the Ventori League.
Ventori League, then.
Correct. I think there's some avenues there, some profitable avenues that I would like to join.
If we ever head in that direction, I'll be sure to keep an ear open for you.
He nods at that. By all means. Although you'll likely find me employed, if I understand their job market currently, in the employ of some noblemen. The entire Ventori League is, well, for lack of a better word, in a bit of a shitstorm.
Because of what happened here.
He nods. Correct. A lot of money went into the annexation of Velkester as Veltonio, but, well, we can all clearly see the dividends it's paying back. Some people are going to have to defend their positions and their factions. Others will be rising to challenge them. Others will be capitalizing off the shaken alliances on promises unpaid. As I said, a shitstorm.
Perfect for an aspiring mercenary.
I don't want to be a mercenary, but if it pays and affords me the life I want to live, then I suppose I am a mercenary. What do all of you?
We're heading Yulani way.
Ah,
Few of us have business there.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. With Irina returning to us, we don't have... Well, we have less of a reason to go to the Dream Rampant. Which is why we were led to believe... not redemption,
Recovery.
the means of recovery. Thank you. Lie. But if that's not the case, then maybe we'll head to the Ventori League sooner than we had previously anticipated.
No, it would be wise. I mean, there's no new news that the Dream Rampant is expanding and encroaching on towns, but, well, it's been rather virulent lately.
Wonder why.
Yes, extremely severe or harmful in its effects.
You pulled a me.
You missed the first. Don't forget the first 5 words of that agitization of a disease or a poison. I can't say. I suspect that only those privy to the rampant secrets would have some modicum of ideas of why. But I am not keen in finding out in person.
No,
If
we can help it.
If Irina, I see that He stares at the carcass, which has been carved open a little bit, more than a little bit. If Irina is of a, I think so how to say it, necromantic disposition, you will find some troubles traveling through Eulonia. I would recommend that you leave that her name is Irina. It is a saint in Eulonia.
Ah, that is good to know. She does have the means of hiding herself, at least to the layman.
He shakes his head. It might be handy, but you'll eventually come across some that will notice her, and having obfuscated her in the first place would do you a disservice. Now, if you never come across such individuals, then perhaps that might be wise to do. But only if.
It's all about making yourself known at the right moment. No need to worry the common person.
You'd be surprised how tolerant Eulonians are.
Never mind then.
Mm.
They pride themselves on it in a certain respect. A general courtesy given to all.
We don't have such a courtesy in the Empire.
No?
Shakes
That's
his head.
unfortunate.
We are much more discerning with our bedfellows.
Not too dissimilar to us free roamers, then. Although I would argue that us as free roamers have different neighbors than you. I mean, neighbors not in a geographical or regional sense, I mean literal neighbors. A lot of things go bumping around here in the free realms. I don't imagine you had to deal with such in the Empire.
No. Our Emperor keeps us safe. On the home front, at least.
No, you wouldn't phrase it like that because that implies that the Emperor doesn't protect. That sometimes he always protects.
He keeps us safest at the home front.
Hmm.
The closer you get to the border, where he has to work harder.
Such is the lengths of any Newman. But at least you will all be able to bask in Eulonian light soon enough. I've made that trip recently, say, some months ago. Ironically, landing in Velcaster. Won't be able to do that anymore. You all probably have some... yeah, you guys are going to Eulonia, which means you will not be coming with the refugees here.
They're heading into
Ventorian line.
Yeah.
Shakes his head no.
Our group's gonna split off.
Well, if this is your entire cadre, then I suspect 5 day time. 6 if you want to go slow for your recovery.
And the pitch so soon.
Indeed. But fortunately, you should be encountering some road lights in due time once we leave the ruins of Velcaster. So from there, you should have some modicum of safety at nights. Obviously, until the pitch rolls in, but well, it's hard to rest in the dark knowing that there's aberrants about.
Right. We are traveling with an Ash Warden, for what that's worth.
Oh. Well, then perhaps you might be fine even if the pitch rolls in, if their reputation is to be believed. That's the one over there. The one wielding the maul.
Yes, he goes by Anvil.
Anvil. He nods. It makes sense for a man wielding a maul.
Hmm?
He's Sharian too, which makes him doubly effective. at
A
what he does.
Sciorian Ashwarden.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
I didn't think the Empire allowed themselves to have ash wounds, so as I've heard their stringent law.
What do we know about Anvil becoming an Ash Warden? Was it allowed by the Empire, or
I mean,
Just-
Anvil
yeah.
doesn't fully attest to like it hasn't really told you all the details of it.
but he has been back to the Empire after?
According to what he says, yeah. Although whether or not that's publicly as an ash warden versus like,
So what was the thing Conrad said that you didn't know?
he didn't think that the Empire allowed ash wardens to come from their number, given their stringent rules.
Well, according to what he said, he has returned to the Empire after becoming an Ash Warden.
Really?
Which means that if the Emperor himself didn't strike him down, nor one of his hands, well, maybe old Anvil does something right.
Perhaps. That definitely seems much more plausible. Almost like an apology, as opposed to asking for permission. Eva rolls insight. Eva rolls disadvantageous insight on her mentor.
I think.
Holy shit!
Oh my
Oh
god!
my god!
She was the first one was a nat 20 too.
I made the sound.
Yeah,
so
that's right. That's what it was.
inspiration.
It must have been.
Oh.
Oh. All right, now Eva has to roll to mask her perception. much worse. Much worse. That's awkward. That's awkward.
Did you just incite me?
No, she's not hiding that from
Oh.
him. There's no fucking way. But the rest of you might be able to catch something. Because she doesn't have that 4 on her deception, obviously. So if you guys are so inclined, you can roll insights.
Oh.
For you, Falk, you'd roll a different one because it's a different person you're
Right.
targeting with the insight.
No, I think Dahlia's napping.
Sight.
Understandable.
Yeah, me and Ace both are cuddling and napping.
Very fair.
No.
Just
Falk,
participating in the conversation.
All
a
is
bit.
fine. All is fine. Jin, out of 16 beats 14. Eva's caught a startling realization about him. About Conrad. You're not quite sure what, though.
What do you mean? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. That's wow. That's crazy. So, she doesn't bring it up, obviously. There's a time and place for stuff.
Yeah, that's not right now.
The body of the deer moves. Not like it stands up, don't worry, nothing like that, but it does twitch.
Shuffle.
Oh, she's kicking.
Yeah,
Having
don't
the
say
red
that! I think Jin reactively just kind of flinches as well, like, oh, fuck," and it's like, right, yes.
Yeah, Conrad immediately, in a glacial way, turns instantaneously towards the carcass. I suspect that is a good thing.
Most likely.
She's taking
I'm gonna see
breaths.
this.
I'd probably be hopping on my feet if I weren't so tired.
You guys all did do a vigorous search. To great effect, obviously. But nonetheless, he scans across those of you that are like tapped out and unconscious. Nonetheless, a very... Well, looks like it's left quite the toll. You guys see... Well, those of you that are awake, see Nimble approach. Not gonna lie, I think I've forgotten to do something for Nimble, which I think I did softly when you guys first met him. Because he is Erudition by origin, so thus he would have like a New Yorker accent.
Hey,
York, hey!
Nimble, hey.
Yeah, I think I've forgotten to do it for a
Swiggity
good bit.
swoogity.
Miss Eva? Nimble. Have a moment to rest? If you'd had me. She scoots over on this, like, I don't know, fucking log or something. I don't fucking know, bench, part of a caravan that got taken out. I don't know. Taps. Sits down. He sees Eugene, does like the, so, sorry, nod.
Return the soap, Manod. My boy.
He stares at the carcass, which is like it doesn't constantly move, but it recurringly like twitches, moves.
Yeah, occasionally.
Yeah. He makes no question of it though.
I still self-pervert.
It's expected.
Right. Is the food almost ready? I think they said 20 more minutes. Although I'm pretty sure you can just start eating right now. Well, they want just right. He does like the pinching, like just right sort of motion.
I will not get in the way of an artisan in its craft.
Maybe we should throw a foot. She scans around. Never mind. Turn around. You guys look around. Yeah, Fire has disappeared.
How does he even have the energy to do that?
Cooking is his passion, from what we've conversed about. I'm sure he wants to ensure that this celebratory meal is a proper one, knowing him. Yeah, that'd be sounding like him. Mina's like half asleep.
It's half.
She's like splayed out, man, spreading arms like cocked back on these half-empty sandbags, like full max and relax and lounging.
Aw, she's comfy.
Oh yeah, thoroughly.
I hope she doesn't have the running dream or someone's gonna get kicked in the head.
You guys are the ones sitting closest to her technically, so.
Oh god.
Mina went to 5 exhaustions too, right?
She did.
Did anyone else?
No,
I
don't think so.
stopped at 3.
Just to make a show of it, I think Edelweiss is going to sort of walk over to Mina, fall down that way horses do, and then rest her head on Mina's lap.
Pats Edelweiss. Doesn't say anything, just pats her like pat.
Very good.
If I'm being honest, bros, sisters. Dying didn't feel this tiring.
Yeah, that was quick.
They do call dying the long nap.
This don't be feeling like dying. She just slowly like wears out like a tinker toy whose gear is slowing down. We'll wake her up when the food's ready. So, what's up?
He was just gonna make some snarky remark. It doesn't matter.
So, I think that's what we'll call it.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Sounds
I
like a
think
good spot.
I think it will be a very fast explanation for why Falk is tapped out next game, because you'll be literally tapped out from all the exhaustion.
I can't feel anything but pain.
I will say no, it's not osmosis. That's what they. No, it's mitosis.
Yeah.
What's osmosis? The movement of what? Okay, so it's not osmosis either. When the conversion, there you go. When the conversion for Irina happens, it is not instantaneous, but it's very, very fast. It's like once the foundation is built up for the switch to get flipped, the switch gets flipped, and then it happens. So, in that regard, because Falk is like chilling next to the body, right? The carcass.
Oh, is it gonna wake up with her in his arms?
I think he's gonna be fucking barely awake and like 3/4 asleep, and she'll also be barely awake and 3/4 asleep.
Oh,
Well, actually, more than barely awake. She probably would be asleep.
Spooning this deer carcass.
Oh my
No,
God.
I think you'd be sleeping next to it, like a hound at the foot of their master's bed. That being said, the deer carcass would eventually be spooning you once the conversion happens. You can receive once more the lovely hug from behind, although not in a triggering way from Mina, but in a genuine way from Irina. For realsies, which means I can happily put Irina's token back to view once more.
Let's fucking
Yeah.
go.
Hey.
After what the fuck this implies for the coming chapters.
That's a you problem. We just get the victory screen.
Did we lawyer the heck out of today and cheese it? Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. That being said, I don't think I pulled any particular DM fiat things in my own
Not all.
self-estimation. That being said, a lot of resources did get burned, so
Yeah.
which is always like the catch for it.
That's
Tango,
the thing. It's not like we didn't
of the chair now.
try.
Yeah. It's 100% a thing of like, yes, we wiggled things around a lot, but we didn't full on like snap rules and just say fuck it, this happens. Like we used resources intelligently and properly. Just a fucking lot of them.
There's a wire that's reaching from my moving desk,
Mhm.
and
You
it's
can
good.
hear it.
It's good now.
What was it?
Tango, you gotta move, buddy. Tango, you gotta move. I'm confiscating my chair back. Thank you. Thank
I feel
you.
like the name has to be something like, because there's one session of For She Gave Hope. There should be another session
Yeah,
that's like,
Crash has
and we
hope for
return
this one,
it or
'cause he
something like
said-
that.
I remember when we were naming that session that Crash, you had said the alternative one was I forget what it was, but was going to be the title for when she came back.
I remember that as well, but the problem is I don't remember what the phrase was. For she gave hope. I think it was like for she restored hope or something like that. Brought hope.
It's
Hope is restored.
something like that.
For she meant hope?
Yeah. What's the actual saying? They called her Irina for she.
For she meant
meant
peace.
For she meant peace. Oh.
Hmm.
Return to peace.
Peaceful
So-
embrace.
Hope returns.
Baby is back.
Cope returns. It's a nod to the other one.
Say Cope returns? No.
Just label it Hope.
For she.
Porsche.
What are you doing this for? I do it for she.
I think that's something.
Warrior of she.
Man, I love eating like half a bag of Cool
Ooh,
Ranch
Cleanse of
Doritos.
Truth. That's pretty good. Inklings of hope.
Hopelings of truth.
Oh, that's my fault.
Well, I mean, there weren't even inklings
Inklings of
here.
she.
Inklings disguised as
Yeah,
Jin.
no.
Yeah, there's no inklings.
For the...
I like that. I like that.
Hell
Crash.
yeah.
For they had hope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopelings of she.
We now have hope. She's here.
Well, now I have another task beset upon me of figuring out what the fuck Irina's mechanics are. Because before she was like designed as a temporary NPC, either to like for you guys to ignore, which you guys thoroughly didn't at the start of the campaign, but I digress, or one that you guys would lose. Stay lost. So I was like willing to like go a bit harder for her because I'm like, oh, but it doesn't matter because she's not designed to be around.
She won't be
for a
here.
campaign.
Crash, it
But
only
now that's-
matters.
Not that, but that's not the case anymore. So now I'm a bit at a loss as to what to do. Well, that's something for later me to figure out.
Just give her like 3 distinct like features of like who she is, and then whenever a
also
prof
don't
goes
need to
up, give her another one.
figure- You also don't need to figure it out all at once.
Also
Since
true.
she's returning from death, it would make sense if she doesn't have
Everything.
Bunch of
If
health
she's
miracles.
like
Yeah,
stages.
yes, I agree with that, but also I, as a person, like to design stuff forward-minded. Like, so I'm like, how to say this? It's like Miura writing Berserk, right? He had an ending or some idea of what the next chapters entail, or it's like Attack on Titan, where the writer literally had the end in mind to the point where he named the first episode or chapter to me 1,000 years in the future. Fast forward to some time fuckery in Attack on Titan, and an episode is named to me 1,000 years ago. Right? He's like that forward-minded. That's what I'm going to try to design her for, because I can't deny her features because she just came back from the dead, unless I know what the features are that she's going to get back. So you have to be
I mean, fair.
cognizant ahead of time. Or she could just come back like normal, and then we just
And then we have her, then she's back.
Yeah, it's gonna be very contingent upon is she getting a full swath of features like you guys have, like with your guest salts and stuff, like a proper NPC like Fayez or Mina, or is she still like this? I'll call it supplemental or support NPC, which you guys will run into at some point in the campaign, right? NPCs who don't have stat blocks, but they still have features that are solely meant to help you guys. Not like Blit with his psychic stuff, because that shit's meant for low level stuff.
I think keeping her on the level of a support NPC, not having a full sheet, is one, more fitting in the context of the game, and also two, more fitting based on her the NPC, the character that you sort of loosely based her on, because Air in AC6 doesn't get her own armored core.
True, but
she's the Or wife in your head.
True, but yeah, we're not 1-to-1 on those. I'm gonna juggle it around in my head and maybe sit down at some point in the week and try to sit and think on it, because her getting her own full sheet, which she sort of had a sheet before, but I guess like really redacted down, trimmed down. Her getting a full sheet would be symbolic and representative of her growing literally as a character.
Mm-hmm.
And also in power, right? She would no longer have some dark power claiming dominion over her, which is another reason. So it depends. I think now I've settled into like the builds for your NPCs, even though I've shifted around Mina like 3 times. But I think now we've landed. So
Yeah, I keep telling yourself that.
shut up, or I'll put you in a mindscape.
No,
please.
Send him to the Mindscape crash.
I really should make a channel called Mindscape.
Oh god.
I'm surprised you don't have one.